This is Pranav Rao from Smartkarma, and I'm pleased to have with me today Manu Bhaskaran to discuss his recent insight on the divergences between ASEAN economies. Manu, thanks for your time today on the 2nd of October. In your opinion, what are the two blocks that are emerging within ASEAN?
So it's not so much two cohesive blocks as two separate sets of countries with different characteristics. So we try to pick out the winners from the losers in this very turbulent world, and basically we come up with Vietnam, Singapore, and Malaysia. And that's based on economic resilience, the strength of institutions like central banks, trade diplomacy, the efficacy of those, but basically the most important of all, how open they are to the external world through investment and trade. The other economies, I think, are encumbered with various problems, including political issues. And so I think while they may not do too badly, they're not going to be the real winners.
Understood. I think you just talked about trade a little. In your eyes, what opportunities are presented by some of the ASEAN countries' memberships in both the CPTPP as well as the RCEP, and how does that kind of gel with intra-ASEAN trade?
Right. So, taking intra-ASEAN trade first, it's been quite disappointing. The intra-ASEAN trade has basically stagnated. Despite all the various efforts by ASEAN and, vigorous efforts to boost the ASEAN economic community, the needle has barely moved. And it really tells you that if you want trade to grow decisively, you need high standard trade agreements. The CPTPP is a high standard trade agreement. It really puts the burden on members to open up the economies, to deregulate, to take some really hard decisions on reforms and so on. Vietnam was prepared to do it. Singapore, Malaysia, and Brunei. So they're part of CPTPP and they will enjoy incredible synergies. Now, RCEP is basically a streamlining of ASEAN's existing trade agreements with all its major partners, right? So the big difference it makes is that it actually provides China, Japan, and South Korea with a free trade agreement among themselves because they don't have one, right? And that's where the growth in trade will be rather than within ASEAN.
Understood. I think in your first comments, you were talking a little bit about central banks.
Yes.
In how do you view central bank credibility in ASEAN today?
Well, first of all, I want to emphasize that this is going to become very important in coming months. The world is going to be very turbulent. You see Argentina undergoing stresses. More emerging economies will endure all kinds of turbulence, and that will probably knock onto our part of the world. So one of the key things that keeps financial markets, particularly currency markets, bond markets, going strong, absorbing shocks and bouncing back from these global shocks is central bank credibility. If people really believe that this is a central bank that can deliver on inflation, can deliver on financial sector supervision, and keep the system robust, they will be afforded greater margin of policy maneuver. And that enables them to cut interest rates when they need to without the markets rebelling. This is going to become really important in coming months.
Understood. Well, thanks for the call today, Manu. And check out Manu's coverage of ASEAN economics and geopolitics and Smartkarma, and tune into our next Smart Call. Thank you.
Thank you.